from his album on the High Note Records.
Good morning, Rat Rod Bikes. We are back in my first locale for working on Rat Rod Bikes, which was my garage. We got the actual jazz going on.
This is Eric Revis on bass.
Our jazz station here, which is public supported. I contribute to that monthly, all in favor of more jazz. So anyway, I'm in here because I got my grips. I got my prize from if it's free, it's for me, for the first finisher in category 1, class 1. Anyway, they're cool, and you can see they're like an off-white color up against that very bright white paper towel. I'm going to put them on Faded Glory. Faded Glory is a build I built using 2 Monarch frames from the 40s. The men's frame contributed to the main frame, and the wheels, those are original wheels. I replaced just a couple of spokes and a couple of spoke nipples over the course of time, or when I was building it up, and otherwise, those darn things are true as can be. And then he also had a men's frame without a fork, and he had a woman's frame with a fork, and the fork was bent, and I got that straightened out. And then I used the blue fenders from the women's frame as well, and melded the two together for Faded Glory in honor of my father, who served in World War II in the Navy, and he loved his country, he loved his flags, and never got to see me build any of these Rat Rod bikes other than the ones we did together as kids. But anyway, there's a mixture of real and faux patina, surreal patina. The chain guard, I don't believe, is a Monarch chain guard, but it kind of fit the vibe, and it works on this bike. The gearing is sublime. It's quite hilly around here, as I've mentioned before, and I can stand up and even at my advanced age and crank up and down the hills. So the saddle was made from a purse leather, and this is maybe one of the softest saddles I have. It's just, the leather was really high quality. And I had the benefit of a second seat pan under here, so you can really get it to clamp up well. Springs work. One of my favorite bikes to ride, I even made a back 40 head badge for it and faded it out a little bit. So there's a aluminum backing on there, and then this is just the logo on a sticky paper that I made. So anyway, Ian's grips are going to be great here. The Thompson plastic bicycle component grips has now joined my stickers for the stave built snare drums that my son and I built a couple years ago. We're still getting the BBC News, so I'm going to keep the level low there. Anyway, I made a couple of jigs in order to construct those snare drums, and I'll have to show one sometime. But what I'm going to do is, the grips are pretty close. They're very, very close to the seat color. I mean, that's pretty darn close. There's a little bit of a grayish tint to the grips and a little bit of a yellowish tint to the seat. And then we have the yellowing Fat Franks that have been on there now for, oh gosh, this is probably 7, it was one of the first years, so 6 or 7 years ago I built this up. But you know me, can't leave well enough alone. So I've got my little mixing tray here. This is one of the packaging pieces that one of my medications comes in. You know, I never took a pill or a medical supplement for health reasons until about 10 years ago. And now I got a cupboard full of them, but aging sucks. Big Daddy, nameplate. There you go, Maddie. Close up. Anyway, we're going to work on these, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Hang in. Okay, welcome back to the Rat Rod Garage pre-back 40. So what I have had here to use potentially was some yellow leather dye, which I used to make my most recent Telecaster guitar on the wood. This stuff works great for wood finish or wood dye, and then finishing with oil or clear on top. And then I had a tube of this one of the natural colors of the earth, raw sienna, which is a brownish color. And that's acrylic, water-based, cleans up easily. And then I had this titanium white, Titanio Blanco. And I mixed them together in here. First I tried a little bit of the yellow dye. That's really yellow. But what I did is, on my rag, I left the dye on the rag, and then I got the first, come on buddy, there we go. I got the first mix of the acrylic close to the dye, and kind of thought that might imbue itself in there and blend in a little bit. So here's the result, just so you can get a perspective. Here's how different it is from the sort of off-white color that Ian's grip is naturally. Kind of pleased with how it turned out. So now when you bring it down here, the lighting, of course, is going to be everything here, but because I got fluorescent lights behind me. Really can't get it, but it actually looks quite good. Might try a couple of still shots later. And then now it's a little yellower than the seat, but not bad. Again, in person it looks much better. So, of course, these are a PVC instead of a rubber. And Ian's instructions were to boil them, or put them, not boil, but put them in hot water to soften them up a bit in order to get them onto the handlebars. So now my dilemma is, will the process, the paint and such that I just did to this, stay on after I put it in warm or hot water? Stay tuned. We shall see when I come back. All right, we are back. I should almost do a Swedish chef here, because we've got something in the pot here. It's the grip. It appears to have, water's pretty warm. It appears to have survived with the paint, and it's drier. So I'm going to switch to my left hand, which is just slightly, my right hand, which is slightly stronger than my left one. See if we can get this grip on here. All right, come on, baby. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. That might be it. That might be it. Boy, I wish I could get a true color here for y'all. There we go. That shows how close the match is between the tire and the grip. And then let's try this once. There we go. Grip and seat. So, doing a little rat rodding in the old garage here this morning. And I'm going to do the other grip now and take her for a little bit of a spin. We got kind of a rare look at the front yard of the front 40. Trailer's got a haul the ATV back, which had some repairs here in town. Anyway, we got a steamy day. It's supposed to rain a little bit later. We could really use the rain. You know, you don't have enough rain, then you have too much, and then you don't have enough. Anyway, hope you're having a good one. This is Odd Job signing off from the front 40.